You won't believe what happens when you go back home for summer. Chapter 1. The Familiar Diner. As I stepped inside the familiar diner, a wave of nostalgia washed over me like the sweet scent of freshly brewed coffee and sizzling bacon from the griddle in the back. It had been 5 years since I graduated from high school, and now here I was back for one final shift to help my dad out before starting law school in the fall. The diner's neon sign flickered outside the windows like a beacon of familiarity, its cheerful Lucky Diner glow reflecting off the dark asphalt parking lot. Memories flooded my mind. Late-night study sessions with friends over endless cups of coffee, first dates with Sarah under the twinkling lights above our booth, and countless laughter-filled evenings wrapped in warmth as summer sunsets painted the sky outside. But tonight felt different. The atmosphere was heavy, weighed down by an unspoken tension that prickled at my neck. I clocked in at 5 minutes to 6, exchanging a nod with Dad behind the counter before he returned to flipping patties and pouring ketchup. A bell above the door rang out, signaling another customer's arrival. That's when I saw her. Emily, our high school sweetheart who left town just as suddenly as she arrived. Her once fiery hair now hung in matted braids down her back, and her eyes had lost that sparkle we used to chase sunsets with. We exchanged lukewarm pleasantries while taking orders from a sleepy diner clientele. I couldn't help but wonder what drove her back to this forgotten town after all these years. As the night progressed, patrons thinned out, and Dad sent me to stock supplies in the storeroom. As my hands brushed against dusty cans of beans and jars of jam, a faint whispering caught my attention. My heart skipped a beat when I realized it wasn't just the wind or the diner's old heating system. It sounded like hushed voices, more than two. I peered through the slats in the storage room door. Emily sat at a booth near the back, sipping coffee with an older man and talking in hushed tones, their faces obscured by shadows. Curiosity piqued, I ventured out to deliver another order, trying not to be seen. "Hey," she mouthed when our eyes met. I slid into the seat across from them, attempting nonchalance as they fell silent, staring at me with an unsettling intensity. The man, a stranger, spoke of old times. Our first kiss by the river, prom night, and how we used to explore abandoned houses on Elm Street. He mentioned my parents' house specifically, something that piqued my curiosity, but before I could press him for details, he stood abruptly, leaving Emily with an eerie warning. "They'll be back." Back from where? To whom? A chill ran down my spine as Emily finished her drink and departed without a word. The diner grew quiet again, and Dad called me over close-up. Out in the parking lot, she lingered by the truck, beckoning me to join her. "I never told you everything about your dad," she whispered in the chill of the evening air. "Meet me at the house at midnight." Before I could ask more, a rusty old pickup roared to life and sped away into the night. An unsettling feeling crept over me as I watched it disappear down the main street. The diner's neon lights flickered once, twice, then died altogether, plunging us into darkness save for a lone security light casting eerie shadows across the asphalt. A shiver ran down my spine despite the balmy evening air. "You got a new car, Dad?" I asked, but his gaze lingered on something behind me before responding. Turning, I saw nothing. "Must be city nerves." He dismissed it with an absent-minded chuckle as we locked up. Back inside, he leaned against the counter and whispered, "Be careful coming home tonight." Home, a place I hadn't set foot in since my parents' tragic car accident 10 years ago. The old Ford rattled to life as I made my way along Elm Street under the blooming maples, leaves whispering in the night breeze. My childhood house loomed before me, its paint long faded, siding cracked, and shutters hung crookedly, but it remained the same in every other sense. Warm, inviting lights glowing through the windows like a haven from the darkness outside. I climbed the creaky porch steps, key clutched tightly. Inside, cobwebs danced on the chandelier as the door swung open with a sigh of rusty hinges. In the kitchen, an unsettling feeling settled over me. Dust motes swirled in dim light, and the air carried the unmistakable scent of decay, mixed with something sweetly decaying. A chill slid down my spine as I flicked on lights, revealing the same faded photographs and dusty relics from my youth. The TV blared static, a news program I'd never seen before. On screen, a local news headline about a missing girl in our town sent shivers through me. Rachel Jenkins, a name long buried in memory books. A photo fell off the fridge, revealing a newspaper article. Her body found at the old abandoned mill on Elm Street. My stomach roiled as I thought of that place and the stories whispered around it. Strange messages scrawled across walls greeted my gaze. Get out while you still can in crimson ink. The letters dripping with an unnatural red coloration that seemed almost living. In the attic, a trunk filled with old belongings. My childhood journal, buried beneath a tangle of forgotten memories and a faded photograph of Mom and Dad, bore a single message scrawled across the cover. They're watching. I slammed it shut, but its words lingered, echoing in my mind long after the trunk was closed. As night crept in, creaks and groans shook the old house, making me question whether the wind or something else was awakening long-dormant fears. Chapter 2. The Whispering Walls. Chapter 2. The Whispers. Chapter 3. The Final Goodbye. Back to the present, I found a message scrawled across my bedroom mirror. Leave tonight or forever sleep among them. Unnerved, I packed hastily and hit the road under dark skies, seeking help. My car stalled on Elm Street before Rachel's truck appeared by my side. Her eyes reflected an unspoken terror as we sped into town, leaving a trail of dust behind us. A sign creaked in the wind. We arrived in time to see robed figures emerge from darkness. Shadow people, then fled once more. The ancient tome lay open on my lap, a single page revealed by moonlight. My gaze met a girl staring back at me, and I saw eyes like coal amidst white skin. Rachel vanished. The book fell shut. In an old truck, I sped away with the tome in hand, dreading where shadows might lead us next. The journal slipped from fingers as I drove, pages fluttering in wind. Back home, they lay on my bed, my room bathed in moonlight. A figure sat on my desk, hood back, coal eyes and a pale face. You see this? Their voice was a low, ancient melody that made the hairs on my neck stand. Shadows moved with purpose beneath us, as if summoned by an unseen force. My home had become their lair. Rachel's truck stood parked outside, empty. In my room now sat something akin to a living book. Pages filled with blood and cryptic tales of the silent ones. This tome bound in human skin, Rachel gone, or so it seemed at first light. In the kitchen, Emily waited, her eyes haunted as I showed them what she'd seen on the road that night. A single message marred my mirror. Your time is coming. The artifact pulsed with an otherworldly power, drawing me toward something hidden beneath Elm Street, near the spot of old tales and nightmares. An underground city beckoned. In the dark of night, I ventured into the cave's mouth once more, Rachel by my side. Whispered words filled my head, echoing through the winding tunnel. Give it to me. Shadows led us deeper until we broke through into an underground realm. Figures moved in darkness. Shadow people with eyes that burned like embers from within. They spoke of a ritual and my destiny tied to ancient artifacts. Rachel now one among them, her skin white as coal. I fled, holding the tome as if it were life itself, their cries echoing beneath us. I'd barely escaped the nightmare by dawn when I found myself driving into an unseen abyss and then falling through time.